Okay. So we are back in the building. As you know, I'm Juice Winner, and this is Old York Gritty, where we talk about everything under the sun as long as it is real. Today we will be covering chapter 18 of Keys of Masonry and Secret Combinations, which means other little small groups inside of Masonry. Right? So we are up to chapter 18, Secretism in Africa. So if you are of, African descent, I think this might be important to you. So by the way, let me tell you, this is, Street Scalesy Knock 'em Out the Box, which is a novel that I have written about two brothers on opposite sides of the law who must team up in order to find their father's killer or killers, right? And also, please hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell so you can be notified whenever new content is being uploaded. Okay, so let's get into this, right? Masons boast of the antiquity and universality of their principle. And we readily admit that they are as ancient and as universal as is devil worship. I have the following particulars from Reverend D.K. Flickeringer, who was missionary in Africa and has for some 14 years been missionary secretary of the United Brethren Church and still fills that office. The particulars are also published in his book entitled Sketches of Men and Things in Western Africa. The secret order of versatility calls Paro Bush Society, Devil Bush Society, and the place where they hold their meetings is called the Devil's Belly. Here, Satan is supposed to have at least a temporary residence or a favorite stopping place. By the way, the Devil's Belly comes very near to the name which the old Dutch women gave the Masonic Lodge of Marine City, in which I have mentioned elsewhere in the Devil's Kitchen. A certain initiators initiatory ceremony is observed, and the name of the applicant is altered when admitted into the society. Just so just so masonry. When the candidate is admitted to the master says, "Dear brother, I give you the new name which is caution." The mystic order, besides regulating the worship of the people and the value of currency, infuses into the mind of the common people's sentiments the terminal to the spread of Christianity. To my certain knowledge, the Paro Society prevented the Mindi missionaries from opening a mission station at Wheeler. After showing that all other parties favored the movement, he says, but this society put Parlo law upon the place. The substance in which it is that no one must do anything there either directly or indirectly unless they do it by strong. That is, by resisting and overcoming those who put the paro laws there. The devil's worshippers should oppose Christianity, and the worshippers of the true God is no more than might be expected. Indeed, it would be absurd to expect otherwise, nor is it less absurd to suppose that Masonry will not oppose Christianity, for it is to the devil's worship. If anyone should deny that Masonry opposes Christianity, I will simply ask, does it not exclude the name of Christ? Does it not oppose every church which it cannot control? If not, why do ministers become Masons simply that they are obtained or retain the pastorate of certain churches? Many other pretendant questions might be asked, but who but those who will honestly answer these will not deny that Masonry opposes Christianity. Its opposition to Christianity is just as real as that to the kindred society in Africa. Here, as in Africa, if Christianity obtains a place, it is by strong. This society engendered pride and selflessness. Then one joins the paro. He looks down with contempt upon those who do not belong to the society. Here, Mr. F gives striking instances of this fact. This too is Masonry exactly. Women are not allowed to belong to the society or to be on the ground where it meets. Here again, Masonry is one of the African paroles. I am not able to speak of all the doings of this society, but this I know is the secret society, and among its distinguishing peculiarities all oppositions to every system of religion and government contrary to its own, and the promotion of idolatry and Olmethism among the people. Here again, Masonry and the African Paro are one. We are satisfied that none who know Masonry will deny this. Its opposition, as above specified, we have clearly shown as also its idolatry and its efforts for the promotion thereof. And as to its amulets, there is no end to them. They are openly opposed on the person of preachers and pirates, in short, on the person of men of all classes of society. Indeed, we are plainly told that it is not safe to be without them. Reverend Mr. Brooke was long a missionary in Africa, sent out by the American Masonry Association, and is represented as having been a shrewd observer and having taken special pains to obtain a knowledge of this secret society. The following extracts Mr. Brooks read to Mr. Flickeringer from his journal, and Mr. F wrote that down as he read it. One of the members in the accusation in this association acts on the capacity of the devil. He speaks through the rudely constructed trumpet, and he also has an interpreter who is privy to all the wishes of the paro, and is the interpreter, and the interpreter speaks what the paro wishes and not what is spoken by the trumpet. What the man with the trumpet says must be done, however, even to the tasking of life. No woman is allowed to see either the trumpet or the man using it. And if she should, she must die. The boy who strolls into the woods where they meet is detained and introduced into all the superstitions of the Paro. As I have written the above in Mr. F's office, I have read it to him, and his endorses the quotations. He also says he saw the trumpet referred to by Mr. Brooks and heard its sound. If a woman should see, she must die. Masons tell us that no woman saw their mysteries, and she says that one woman saw their mysteries and she was made a Mason. Why? Because if she had not been made a Mason, she must have been put to death. So that here also Masonry and the African Paro agree exactly. The Masonic Knights of the East and West have 7 trumpeters in their dark den, so that in this particular also they agree with their African brethren. So clear it is that Masonry is identical with secretism and devil worship in all countries and ages. Now, that was chapter 18. Very short chapter showing you, Masonry in Africa, voodooism, and all of these things in order to keep the people mystified. They're not giving, even though they're acting like they're the enlighteners, those who naturally see it are good. Everyone else, you are a beneficial factor, to all of these degrees. I don't care if it's Christianity. I don't care if it's Moorish Science Temple, Nation of Islam. I don't care if it's Jehovah Witness. These Freemasonic orders are for two people: those who are keen enough to not fall for any belief, and those who they use because their life are based on beliefs. So like I said, this is Street Skelzy, knock 'em out the box. It's my novel about two brothers on opposite sides of the law. Check it out. It's a good read. And don't forget to hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell so you can be notified whenever new content is being uploaded. All right, we up out of here. I should be back soon. Until next time, peace.